Welcome to the Unauthorized Disclosure Refresher course. In this course, you will review your understanding of unauthorized disclosure by completing a series of scenarios that all take place in a typical office. Unauthorized disclosure is the communication or physical transfer of classified information or controlled unclassified information, or CUI, to an unauthorized recipient. These disclosures can be intentional or inadvertent, but either way, they can have serious repercussions. For example, media disclosure of classified information has significantly impaired U.S. capabilities against our hardest targets and done grave harm to national security. In this course, you will review the types of unauthorized disclosure and the impacts of such disclosures. You will also review how to protect information and the actions to take if you learn of suspected or actual incidents of unauthorized disclosure. To successfully complete this course, you will need to demonstrate your ability to carry out the activities listed in the course objectives. Please take a moment to review them. In this course, you will review your understanding of unauthorized disclosure by taking on the role of an employee with a responsibility to protect classified information and CUI. When you get to your desk, you'll be able to check your email and make phone calls. As you complete the activities, you may wish to review a particular topic area. Basic review material for each activity will be available via the Hints button. After you answer each question, feedback will appear to let you know how you did. And at the end of each activity, you will receive a final score. You can use these scores to see how well you really understand the material. If you find an area in which you scored poorly, you may wish to review that subject matter in greater detail before taking the final exam. You just received an email. It looks like it's from Allison Green, your supervisor. Select the email to see what she has to tell you. It looks like your supervisor sent you a training video on types of unauthorized disclosure. Select the video attachment to take a look.
You know you need to prevent unauthorized disclosure, but did you know that there are different types of unauthorized disclosure? If classified information or controlled unclassified information called CUI is deliberately disclosed to the media, it is considered a leak. Activities that are designed to obtain or transmit classified information or CUI in order to harm the United States or provide advantage to a foreign nation or transnational entity are considered espionage. Finally, the willful, negligent, or even inadvertent disclosure of classified information or CUI across computer systems is considered a spill. The most common spills occur over the Internet, through compilation of unclassified data elements, or via email, either in the body of a message or in an attachment. Spills are very serious, especially when classified information is involved, and can create the potential for rapid and widespread unauthorized disclosure. In fact, classified spills are so serious that the term negligent discharge of classified information, or NDCI, has been coined to connote its seriousness. Do you know what you need to do to prevent all these types of unauthorized disclosure?
When you're ready, close the video to continue with your workday. You just received another email from Allison Green. Select the email to see what she needs you to do next. It looks like your supervisor needs you to help get your coworker Jonathan up to speed. Give Jonathan a call.
Hi, this is Jonathan. I'm so glad you called. I was just talking to Allison, and I realized some of what I thought I knew about unauthorized disclosure may be wrong. For example, once information is out there on the Internet, it's no longer classified, right?
To answer Jonathan's question, select the best response. Remember, if you need a hint, you can select the Hints button in the lower right corner of your screen.
Huh. I didn't know that. Still, it would be okay for me to view the information because I have a clearance, right? Interesting. I know there have been some high-profile cases like this lately, and I've heard a lot about the Whistleblower Protection Act. What does that do? You know, I don't plan to stay at this job forever. How long will I be responsible for protecting against unauthorized disclosure? Thanks. I think you've cleared up my misunderstandings. But I have some questions about the impact of unauthorized disclosure as well. If you don't mind answering a few more of my questions. I guess I'm just wondering, what's the big deal? What could happen if information gets out? That's pretty serious. I assume there are significant consequences for those responsible? Thanks for clearing that up. I think you've answered all of my questions for now. Thanks again for all your help.
Take a moment to review your score for your conversation with Jonathan. If you need to review any information in more detail, select the relevant job aid. You just received another email from Allison Green. Select the email to see what she has for you now. It looks like Allison sent you more training videos. Select each video attachment to take a look.
If you have been granted access to classified national security information, or NSI, then you probably already know how important it is for you to safeguard that information. Doing so protects our soldiers in the field and our security at home. In order to safeguard NSI, you must follow all rules for storage, handling, reproduction, transmission and transportation, information system use, and destruction. DoD employees can find the requirements for these procedures in DoD-M 5200.01, Volumes 1 through 3, DoD Information Security Program. Cleared contractors should reference DoD 5220.22-M, the National Industrial Security Program Operating Manual, or NISPOM. Controlled Unclassified Information, or CUI, is also subject to safeguarding requirements and access restrictions. For details, DoD employees should see DoD-M 5200.01, Volume 4, DoD Information Security Program, Controlled Unclassified Information. Contractors and subcontractors can find specific requirements for safeguarding CUI included in contract documents, such as the Statement of Work, Contract Clauses, or DD Form 254, the DoD Contract Security Classification Specification. Remember, when using social networking services, the requirements for protecting classified information from unauthorized disclosure and the penalties for failing to do so are the same as when using other media and methods of dissemination. Finally, remember, now that you have been granted access, you have a responsibility to protect NSI throughout your life, even after you are no longer a government employee or working for a cleared government contractor.
When you're ready, close the video to proceed.
To properly protect classified national security information, or NSI, you must first understand and apply appropriate procedures for classification and declassification. The decision to initially classify national security information is a government responsibility and is carried out by Original Classification Authorities, or OCAs. To make this decision, OCAs determine the level of damage that would occur in the event of an unauthorized disclosure. Derivative classifiers carry these markings forward and must ensure proper classification markings appear on all classified information. You must also understand and apply the policies and procedures for downgrading and declassifying NSI so that, if applicable, it is downgraded to the appropriate level at the appropriate time, and that it is declassified at a specific date or following a specific event. To learn more about original classification, derivative classification, and marking classified information, see the Original Classification Authority, Derivative Classification, and Marking Classified Information courses.
When you're ready, close the video to continue with your workday.
Hi, this is your coworker Kathy. I was wondering if we could talk about Project W. I heard you're doing some interesting things.
Project W utilizes confidential information. You know that Kathy has a secret clearance, but she is not assigned to this project. Is Kathy an authorized recipient of classified information? Determine why or why not. Remember, if you need a hint, you can select the Hints button in the lower right corner of your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that project was classified. Now that you mention it, I'm scheduled to speak as a subject matter expert at a major public conference next month, and some of the programs I work on involve classified information. Can you remind me, who can I discuss classified information with? Thanks. So, since I'm presenting a paper at this upcoming conference, is there anything I need to do? So I can submit my paper for pre-publication review, and the review will ensure that any classified details I've included are declassified, right? Ah, okay. Good to know. Out of curiosity, do you know of other times pre-publication review is required? Thanks. You've been so helpful. I'll let you know if I learn anything important at this conference.
Take a moment to review your score for your conversation with Kathy. If you need to review any information in more detail, select the relevant job aid. You just received another email. It looks like it's from someone named Stephen Waters at XYZ News. Select the email to see what he wants. Mr. Waters is looking for information regarding a specific classified project. You are working on that project and know that many of the project specifications are secret. Go to the next screen to determine how to proceed. How should you respond to Mr. Waters' inquiry? Remember, if you need a hint, you can select the Hints button in the lower right corner of your screen. Now that you have referred him to the Public Affairs Office, should you delete the email from Stephen Waters? Do you want to visit the website to see whether there is, in fact, classified information on the site? What next step should you take?
Hi, this is Jonathan. We talked earlier today. I just got an email from a reporter asking for information about a classified project. I referred him to the Public Affairs Office and reported the incident, but it got me thinking. What has to happen following an incident like this? So I reported this incident to the component security manager. What happens next? I know some very serious incidents must be reported to the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence. If this reporter writes up a story that contains classified information, will that be required? Do really serious incidents need to be reported anywhere else? So whose responsibility is it to start investigating the incident? Maybe the information on that website was actually authorized for release. Is there a process to check that? And you said the last step was a damage assessment? What's the purpose of that? I guess those are all my questions for now. Thanks again. I guess we'll see what happens.
Take a moment to review your score for your response to the media inquiry and subsequent conversation with Jonathan. If you need to review any information in more detail, select the job aid. It looks like you have come to the end of your eventful day and completed all of your responsibilities. If you find you did poorly in a particular area, you might want to review the job aid before taking the final exam. Congratulations! You have completed the Unauthorized Disclosure Refresher course. You should now be able to perform all of the listed activities. To receive course credit, you must take the Unauthorized Disclosure Refresher examination. Follow the instructions on screen to access the online exam.